Please rise for the posting of the colors. Please be seated. Good afternoon. Welcome, Seton Hall Pirates, class of 2025. My name is Dr. Monica Burnett, and I am pleased to serve as the Interim Vice President for Student Services and your Master of Ceremonies for this momentous event. New Student Convocation is tradition at Seton Hall. It is a signature event that marks the beginning of your collegiate career and your legacy here. Class of 2025 and the newest members of the university community, it is my honor to welcome all of you to Seton Hall University and the Pirate family. Today, we welcome more than 1,675 new students, our largest class in Seton Hall history. We are excited for a wonderful year ahead and look forward to supporting your academic journey. Traditionally, we begin New Student Convocation with the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Leading us in the singing of the National Anthem this afternoon is Anne-Marie Ryan, class of 2022. Immediately following the National Anthem will be the invocation to be delivered by Father Colin Kay, Vice President for Mission and Ministry. Please rise for the National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Father Colin? Right there. Oh, there you are.
Have you gotten the memo? Has word reached you? Don't even think about it. On the green, never, ever step on the seal. And while you're at it, never, ever step on one another or anybody else on this campus or off. You're better than that. You're more than that. You are more. Watch your step. We ask the Lord to guide our steps, mindful of the people of Afghanistan and our servicemen and women overseas, mindful of all who are sick and those who are still caring for them, mindful of the hungry and the homeless and the poor, especially the children, we pray. Lord, guide our steps in the way of goodness and beauty and truth. Lord, guide our steps in the way of justice and peace. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you, brothers and sisters.
Thank you, Anne-Marie, and thank you, Father Colin, for that warm and heartfelt invocation. Now I would like to thank our Provost and Executive Vice President, Dr. Katia Passerini, to give the welcome. Dr. Passerini joined Seton Hall in the summer of 2020. Prior to Seton Hall, Dr. Passerini was the Leslie H. and William L. Collins Distinguished Chair and Dean of the Collins College of Professional Studies at St. John University, where she was also a professor in computer science. From 2003 to 2016, she was professor and Hurlburt Chair of MIS and Dean of the Albert Dorman Honors College at the New Jersey Institute of Technology. She holds an MBA and PhD degrees from George Washington University. Her research spans knowledge management, entrepreneurship education, technology management, and computer-supported learning. She has published over 100 peer-reviewed journal articles and received numerous teaching, research, and service recognitions. Please welcome Provost Passerini.
Good afternoon and welcome, class of 2025. What an exciting moment. The start of a new academic year and your freshman year here at Seton Hall University. And I am particularly excited to welcome you because I just finished my freshman year. I'm kidding, of course. I was a freshman a few decades ago. But like you, I was new to Seton Hall last year. And like you, I was so eager to learn more about this great university. We had to learn mostly online and in reduced capacity with limited opportunities for face-to-face interaction like today. So today, it's a blessing. But I would like to share what I learned this past year. And even if it was mostly through Zoom and Microsoft Teams meetings, I still learned 3 important things that I think you will also discover this year. So number 1, Seton Hall is a family. In fact, about 20% of your classmates in this freshman class are legacy students, which means that their parents or other family members went to Seton Hall. But it is also a family because you will build bonds that will stay with you forever. So let's try this. How many here have met at least 5 new friends over this weekend that they would like to get to know better? 5 new friends, raise your hands. Okay, how about 7 new friends? Keep your hands up. 7 new friends? Okay, how about 10? How about 12? Okay, keep your hands up. Everybody else, please look at those with the hands up. These are going to be your network connectors. Make friends with them. You can put your hands down. These are going to be your bridges. So connect with them or build bridges yourself because those friends will stay with you for the rest of your life. Number 2, Seton Hall goes forward. Our motto, in fact, is Hazard, Zet Forward, which means despite hazard, we move forward. Seton Hall moved forward during the pandemic and launched a new strategic plan and many new initiatives that will propel the university to the next level. And we were able to do so because everyone came together. Everyone, the faculty, the staff, the students, the administrators. Everybody understood that we had to make sacrifices together and observe and practice our best behavior to stay together safe and healthy throughout the past year. And you know that we still need to do the same this year. Do your part. Stay safe in the classroom and outside. Keep everyone safe. Respect your colleagues and wear your mask. Not only because it's required and mandated by local guidance, but you should do this because it's the right thing to do. Do I make myself clear? Do I hear yes? Yes. And then 3, finally, you will find that Seton Hall is truly the university that provides an education for the mind, the heart, and the spirit. Our great minds, our professors, our campus ministry, our staff and administrators, our priest community will teach you how to think and make decisions. They will touch your heart and teach you about values such as service and social justice. And they will feed your spirit because of our Catholic and inclusive faith tradition that permeates every aspect of our campus life. And this is what I learned. We are a family, we move forward. We touch the mind, the heart, and the spirit. So this is going to be a phenomenal year. Pirates, welcome to Seton Hall University.
Thank you, Provost Passerini. Our keynote speaker is one of our distinguished faculty members, Dr. Jonathan Farina, Associate Professor in the Department of English and Special Advisor to the Provost for Strategic Implementation. Dr. Farina earned his Bachelor of Science degree in Management from Boston College and his PhD in English from New York University. He teaches courses in 19th century British literature, critical theory, and the history of the novel. And he writes about the history of fiction as a form of knowledge. He is also the author of Everyday Words and the Character of Prose in 19th Century Britain. I am also honored to co-chair the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee with Dr. Farina. Please help me welcome Dr. Jonathan Farina.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are so excited to have you. I'm mostly jealous, but also excited to have you here. Beginning college always provides a symbolic and refreshing break from adolescence, from nosy parents, and from ordinary life. But this year, after elections and wildfires and hurricanes today, and lockdown with worries about the toilet paper stockpile, I'm 41, and my parents still called me about my toilet paper supply. This break is going to be especially sweet. Universities have always been imagined to be places of freedom, somehow separated from the social crises and parents outside of campus. Legend has it that Oxford University was founded around 727 AD by a Saxon princess named Frithuswith. She wanted to become a nun, but #MeToo, she was being hounded by some king who was intent on marrying her. When Frithuswith crossed the borders into Oxford, this king magically became blind. And in exchange for the regaining of his vision, he agreed to let her go. Feeling then that the place of Oxford had freed her to live the life that she wanted to live, Frithuswith established a monastery on the site that would become Christ Church, one of the older colleges at Oxford. A more credible story comes from France in the year 1200, and don't worry, I'll rush to the present. A group of students from the University of Paris had made the exceedingly rare mistake of getting drunk. Medieval France did not enjoy, like we do, guidance and protection of drinking age laws. In another surprising turn of events, these intoxicated students got into a fight with the police. We don't know what caused the fight, but they were dressed in robes like I am, so I have my guess. The university intervened, however, and objected that the police and the local Paris provost, or magistrate responsible for enforcing the civil law, did not have jurisdiction over the university, which was a Catholic institution. Scholars, the university said, were subject only to church law. The word scholar, you might know, derives from the ancient Greek word scholion, for free time or leisure time. It later came to refer also to the conversations and the knowledge gained through those conversations during free time. And then the places where such conversations took place became known as schools. So scholars were deemed to be people of leisure, people who lived free from subjection to work and other masters. King Philip II, the first guy called the King of France, duly agreed with the university. He issued a ruling called a diploma, providing security to the scholars of Paris. The diploma exempted students from the buzz-killing obligation to obey the law, and it asserted the special jurisdiction of the university apart from the public, with a provost of its own. The university has also offered respite from more pervasive philosophical, political, and religious crises, like those we are living through now. Consider early modern England, Shakespeare's time. This historical period used to be called the Renaissance because the printing press and expanded travel, wealth, and literacy enabled the rediscovery, reprinting, and reading of many texts from ancient Greece and Rome, a rebirth of classical knowledge. But such scholasticism, as it is called, had some drawbacks. For one, a lot of these rediscovered texts contradicted each other, and thereby they fomented public debate and confusion about the structure of reality and what counted as true. Secondly, many classics also contain a fair share of demonstrable falsehoods, including some terrifically ineffective medical advice and some even worse drawings of animals. Critics of the scholastics therefore promoted in turn what we now call empirical science, which requires truth to be verified by reproducible, public, and first-hand experience. That's what we call experiments, rather than by quotations of old guys. This practice was new and contested. Early modern people wondered whom they could trust, what was true. Political and religious turmoil compounded these doubts. In 1603, King James VI of Scotland became King James I of England because his second cousin, Queen Elizabeth I, died without a child. Awkwardly, this same Elizabeth I had ordered the execution of James's mother, Mary, Queen of Scots. She had also instituted the religious settlement that permanently established the Church of England separate from the Catholic Church. Complicating matters, James was Presbyterian, an altogether new denomination of Christianity that had emerged during the Protestant Reformation of the prior century. To boot, James resisted Parliament and didn't think they should have any say in how the country was governed. So English people were doubting the king's legitimacy. They were generally conflicted or confused about what theology to follow, and they didn't know what to believe or think. And now, finally, to the point of this rather tedious anecdote. For almost the entire length of James's reign, he was advised by the lawyer, natural philosopher, and politician Francis Bacon. And Bacon repeatedly told the king that research universities were the answer to all of his problems. From 1605 to 1626, Bacon beleaguered James with long essays about how universities could free him from his political problems by serving as a contained space for civil, rational debates and methodical investigation that did not incite violence, stoke social anxiety, or foment political instability. In the New Organon and the New Atlantis, his famous books, Bacon describes universities as utopian communities where people are free to experiment with innovative hypotheses without fear of immediate consequences. These experiments, Bacon added, could be conducted by anybody according to a meticulous method of induction so that they didn't have to trust special people who could be biased, incorrect, insane, deceitful, or all of the above. Bacon argued that universities, not Parliament, should be trusted to make the religious, political, and scientific determinations that should rule the country. I could go on with more examples of special freedoms ascribed to universities, including plenty of historical accounts of now famous students and parents praising college for getting the kids out of the house. But I dwell on Bacon this afternoon for two reasons. First, because the manifold crises of his time resemble our own. The Black Death, the most deadly and infamous epidemic in history, had faded in the early 1350s, but major outbreaks of bubonic plague recurred in 1563, 1593, and 1625, each time killing up to a third of the population in the major cities throughout Europe. Second, Bacon was, as I said, a lawyer, a politician, and a natural philosopher, or what we would call a scientist. He was a Renaissance man in both senses of the term. A Renaissance person, I'm on the DEI committee, so I will update it. A Renaissance person is adept at more than one field of study, skilled at conjoining these different fields of expertise together, and savvy at applying the blended fields to real-world practical problems. Competence in more than one diverse field of study, science and theology, business and humanities, law and medicine, education and nursing, technology and art, ancient and modern subjects and methods, enables people to see problems from different perspectives and to resolve these perspectives in innovative ways. It also helps them to communicate their inventions compellingly to people who do not share the same beliefs, experience, or expertise. As it happens, the most important artistic innovation of the Renaissance was drawing and painting with two vanishing points to match our two separate eyeballs, because doing so reproduces bifocal vision and the depth of vision that it empowers us with. Two eyes are better than one, and don't bully me because I know that 4 eyes are better than 2. The same goes for our fields of study. Like even breakfast bacon then, Francis Bacon was far from perfect, but he aptly models the value of double vision, of being skilled in more than one field of thought, and of being able to apply that thought to the world beyond the university. Each of you joins us with different interests and backgrounds and career goals: aspirant doctors, nurses, teachers, business people, filmmakers, scientists, software engineers, and more. Thursday, I met an English major planning to become a lawyer. So far, he's my favorite of you. As you plan your pathways through Seton Hall, I encourage you to think of Bacon and the many others like him. From Isaac Newton, who made most of his discoveries while he was on a pandemic lockdown away from Cambridge University, to the CEOs of corporations like Fidelity and YouTube, both women with degrees in the humanities and business. These people embraced the freedom of the university to explore their different interests and articulated these different interests together in ways that they applied to their jobs. You can distinguish and empower yourselves with double vision by pursuing coursework in fields outside of your primary majors and comfort zones. Graduates with diverse interests, experiences, and courses will stand out to employers not only because the world needs graduates who make different people and ideas matter, but because such diversity demonstrates initiative, competence, courage, and freedom from convention. We all have the tendency to pursue things that we are already good at, things we already know or like, people and cultures that we already identify with. But the university is freeing us from those limitations and identities. In her 2005 novel on beauty, Zadie Smith portrays the fictional Wellington College as a place for a collection of characters to free themselves from the racial, national, economic, professional, and personal identities that they think they are supposed to imitate. Stop worrying about your identity, Smith writes, and concern yourself with the people you care about, the ideas that matter to you, the beliefs you stand by, the tickets you can run on. Intelligent humans make those choices with their brain and with their hearts, and they make them alone. The world does not deliver meaning to you. You have to make it meaningful. Use your freedom at Seton Hall to choose the people, ideas, and beliefs that matter to you. The combination of courses and extracurriculars and friends that matter to you. And do not wait for your courses or careers or anything or anyone else to deliver meaning to you. In every class, you can proactively and creatively work with your professors to make your papers, projects, or other assignments specifically address the things outside of class that you care about. That's the magical freedom of this place. Take advantage of it. Now, one last thing before I sit down, and so that I don't get fired. Just to be clear, everyone on this campus is indeed subject to federal, state, and local laws. Good luck, enjoy yourselves, and take advantage of your faculty every moment you've got.
Thank you, Dr. Farina. That was wonderful. The president of the Student Government Association, Julia Nichols, class of 2022, is a senior who is studying diplomacy and international relations and economics. She would like to impart some words of wisdom from her Seton Hall experience. After Julia's message, she will invite the class of 2025 to recite the Student Covenant. Please help me welcome your SGA President, Julia Nichols.
Welcome, class of 2025. I'd like to formally blame the pandemic and quarantine for my TikTok addiction, which I'm sure most of you also have. And there's one sound loop that plays, and it's one that I actually go back and listen to pretty frequently. It says, "It's so hard to leave until you leave, and then it is the easiest thing in the world. It is so hard to make that jump, and then life opens up." And I think that this is very applicable because you all are at the point where you just did the leaving. I want to recognize that you all just did one of the hardest parts. You left. You packed up all your stuff, said goodbye to your families and your friends from home to go live communally with a bunch of strangers. In this moment, maybe it seems so simple because maybe you just made some fast friends who are just as confused as you are. You had a curfew in high school and there are no parents here to give you one. Right now, you are jumping into the unknown and into a new world. This is precisely why I'm charged with speaking with you all today, to tell you that these are the best 4 years of your life and to embrace the unknown. I will say that these are some of the best 4 years, but part of jumping into a new world also means jumping into new challenges. What makes this time so special is you get to share your struggles and challenges with your peers who are likely experiencing something similar, whether they admit it or not. My advice to deal with these humps and hurdles while also still making these the best 4 years of your life, because I promise there will be both, my answer is to embrace the challenges and setbacks that come your way. Freshman year, I cried to my sister in the Bullen staircase because I missed her so much. I fell asleep in the library studying for a test, and I mean like full on, head on the table, drooling involved. I fell into and out of friendships. I do not regret each of these moments of pain, nor do I ignore them. Because after moving 3,000 miles away from my family taught me independence, a couple of bad test grades forced me to examine my study habits. Changing friendships allowed me to meet some of the best people that I have known. Each of you will experience moments like this during your freshman year. When these moments come, do not run or hide from them. Choose to face them head on so you can learn and grow during this important time. During my freshman year, I went to see Michelle Obama speak as part of her book tour in New York City. There was one thing that she said that it's always stuck out to me during my time in college that I'd like to pass on to you all. She explains that her entire life was a series of checking boxes. Her going to law school, job at a top firm, supporting her family. She was consistently living in hustle mode without ever stopping to look at the life she had built. It was only when she stopped doing things to check off a box that she truly started living. This was very profound to my 18-year-old self, as it might be for you, because it is consistently told to us as students by adults to be living and preparing for the next thing. In middle school, we were told that school's going to start getting really hard in high school. In high school, we were told we needed to start building our college applications and to do things that made us appealing to universities. In college, we are now doing things to prepare for our careers. We are constantly looking ahead. But right now, I likely want to be one of the first people in your college experience to ask you, what do you want? And why do you want to do that? This is your life and your college experience. Have goals and dreams because you enjoy them and you want to accomplish them, not because you feel societal or internal pressure to do so. I realize that is a lot easier said than done, so as you make decisions about your major, internships, and involvement, please ask yourself these important questions. A common college misperception I see is needing to have life and goals figured out. You do not. It is okay not to know. I am in my final year here at Seton Hall, so I've spent the last 3 years receiving questions from my advisors on what my career goals all are that consistently go unanswered. What has always stuck out to me is Harry Styles saying, "If you're happy, no one can tell you you aren't successful." Don't get me wrong, have goals and plans, but do not forget to enjoy college in the present. Love the classes that you take, the friends that you make, and all of the idiosyncrasies in between. I struggle to respond to these questions because I've truly loved every day I've spent at this school in contrast to the experience that I had in high school. I wish I could say I'm ready for a thing called adulting, but for now I remain in my world of picnics on the green, losing my voice at the Prudential Center, and debating in Model UN. Stay passionate, love what you do, and you will find your way, I promise. Whether you know it or not, you are already on your way to achieving your goals by taking the first step to attend Seton Hall. Recognize that. For my out-of-state students, you have taken the first step to New York City for what was a distant place is now your backyard. For my Gen 1 students, you have taken the first step to make your family proud and to change your family history forever. For my low-income students, you have taken the first step to a new financial future and providing a new life for yourself. For the students who have lost friends, family members, and loved ones to COVID-19, you are continuing their legacy here in the work you do and the futures you create. You are not done, but understand how far you have come. Continue your goals, your hard work, and your courage into these next 4 years. I have a tremendous amount of faith that each of you will leave a huge impact on this university. I believe in you. Thank you. All right, and now I will lead you all in the student covenant. I pledge to enter into dialogue with all persons of goodwill yeah, you got it. And to join them in the search for truth. I pledge to seek all that is best and authentically human. I welcome the help of all believers and all persons of goodwill. As they question me and instruct me. I pledge to comply with the tenets of academic honesty and intellectual integrity. I commit myself to a life of responsible action and to building a life that is faithful to the past and open to the future. I pledge to respond to the privileges and rights associated with my Seton Hall University community aware of the responsibilities that are a part of this covenant. I recognize and cherish the opportunity to make this covenant with the faculty, administration, staff, and fellow students of Seton Hall University. Wonderful.
Thank you, Julia. It is now my pleasure to welcome to the podium Mr. Robert Manganaro, who is a member of the Seton Hall University Alumni Association and graduate from the class of 1999. Mr. Manganaro is here to welcome the class of 2025. Please help me welcome Mr. Manganaro.
Good afternoon. As mentioned, my name is Robert Manganaro, and I graduated from Seton Hall in 1999. Seems hard to believe. I'm a current member of the Alumni Board of Directors, and on behalf of the entire Seton Hall community, it is my great privilege and my distinct pleasure to welcome you, the class of 2025, into the Seton Hall community. As the first classes of the semester convene, your university career begins. After all the activity of the past several days, I imagine you're excited, nervous, and perhaps a bit overwhelmed. That is okay. In fact, that's completely normal. Know that you are not alone in those mixed emotions. I and many other Seton Hall alumni have been in your shoes and sat where you're sitting. To help, I thought I might provide some reminders as your adventure begins. First, you belong here. You were invited to join the Seton Hall family because the university is confident in you as our students and our future alumni. Second, college is not easy. You will be challenged, and you will feel at times you are out of your comfort zone. This is where growth lies. Lean into these challenges and into this discomfort and listen. Learn from yourself, learn from your professors, and learn from your peers. And lastly, and this is important, you are not alone. I'm going to repeat that. You are not alone. You have wonderful campus support services available to you. Use these services. And in addition to your personal fan clubs at home, for whom I'm sure you have many, know that you have a network of over 100,000 alumni worldwide rooting for you and envious of you. These fellow pirates who have come before you open doors for you, and we cannot wait to watch you succeed. I challenge all of you to use the Seton Hall network. I know it might seem a little bit low on your to-do list right now, but make connections early and nurture them. I've personally mentored students over the past several years, and I've seen countless success stories. Our alumni want to help during your undergraduate studies and beyond. Get connected now and take advantage of this incredible pirate community. Thank you for allowing me to share my passion for our beloved university, and I'll leave you with this quote that some of you may know fairly well from Steve Jobs. Stay hungry, never ever be satisfied, and always push yourself. And stay foolish. Do or be willing to keep trying the things that people say cannot be done. I wish you success and memories to last a lifetime. Thank you, and hazard zet forward.
Thank you, Robert. We are fortunate to welcome the 21st president of Seton Hall, Dr. Joseph E. Nyer. President Nyer is a U.S. Naval veteran and a first-generation college graduate. He earned 3 advanced degrees and completed pre- and postdoctoral studies at the University of Missouri, University of Kansas, and Harvard Medical School. He has served in a faculty capacity at several prominent universities, including Baylor, Harvard Medical School, and the University of Illinois, Chicago School of Medicine. President Nyer has practiced as a psychologist in academic, clinical, and private practice settings. His nationally recognized program of research is highly regarded and recognized for translating research into policy and practice by authoring vital state and national legislation. Upon arriving at Seton Hall, Dr. Nyer called on us to show the world what great minds can do. You'll come to know that Dr. Nyer is a student-focused president and believes in the power of the place to transform lives and change destinations. Since taking the helm of Seton Hall in the summer of 2019, President Nyer has guided the university through the pandemic. Seton Hall was the first university on the Eastern Seaboard to announce reopening plans, earning recognition as an early leader and exemplar. Its restart plan served as a nucleus for plans put forth by several other institutions. Seton Hall's strategic direction is focused on student outcomes and elevating the academy. Seton Hall has finalized the university's college affordability agenda, offered record levels of scholarships for students, initiated renovations in the University Center and Bolin Hall, advanced its equity and inclusion agenda, and the university is focused on raising the necessary funds to offer record levels of scholarships for students, elevate academic quality, enhance the student experience, and advance the mission of Seton Hall University. Please join me in welcoming the 21st president of Seton Hall University, Dr. Joseph E. Nyer.
Good afternoon, class of 2025, and welcome to Seton Hall. It's my great pleasure to greet you as fellow Setonians and members of this university family. Soon you will begin the in-person, on-campus year we have been planning for many months. And on behalf of the entire community, we've been looking forward to your arrival for many months and for quite some time. Class of 2025, you were among the best and the brightest students in your high schools. And now you are here, ready to create an education that will change your destinations and transform your lives. In exchange, there's much we ask you to contribute. In Hamlet, the titular character encounters a band of traveling actors, thespians, and he says to them, "Come, give us a taste of your quality. Come, a passionate speech." A taste of your quality, a passionate speech. That's what we expect from you in your first year. Given time, enthusiasm, and effort, I'm confident that you will enhance our intellectual scene, our intellectual landscape, just as your forebears have done since 1856. As you begin your Seton Hall experience, you will hear key phrases that represent important ideas about what we believe. We like to emphasize what great minds can do. This reflects the transformative opportunities that arise when your academic excellence meets your unlimited potential. Leadership, we're often ranked #1 in the country for leadership, or the capacity to help you hone compassionate leadership skills to advance a multitude of enterprises, create a better and more just world, all while living lives well lived. We are indeed guided by our strategic plan that urges us to harvest our treasures directly from St. Elizabeth Ann Seton. This represents the idea that all of us should develop our God-given abilities to their fullest extent, embracing every opportunity to improve. And by doing so, create the life of your dreams, all while serving humanity. And you will hear much about the Seton Hall family. You are now members of that family, as I am, as your professors are, as the staff members and priests of Seton Hall, and as you heard, more than 100,000 alumni. Like all close-knit families, we strive to treat each other with respect, to offer encouragement, and provide opportunities for personal and professional growth. You should be proud to have joined this eminent Catholic university. Yet as we welcome you and congratulate you on your achievements, we also challenge you. Unlike high school, here you will take charge of your own education. What is your reason for being here? How do you want to grow over the next 4 years? What do you want to accomplish? What is your Seton Hall story that's about to be written? Seton Hall offers exceptionally strong advising, but ultimately, these questions are the questions you will have to answer yourselves. And the best way to answer them The best way to answer them is to explore all the university has to offer. To accomplish this, you must learn from one another in and outside the classroom. And while it may be reassuring to connect with classmates who feel immediately comfortable to you, I encourage you to seek out peers who may be a little bit different. Do not become a member of a readily identifiable group. Don't be pigeonholed. Don't pigeonhole yourselves. As you engage with fellow Setonians from a broad range of backgrounds, remember to seek out your professors, like Dr. Farina, who you heard from today. Just as you were attracted to Seton Hall for its academic excellence, our faculty were drawn to teach and conduct research here, in part because of the quality of the students that attend here. This type of exploration has been central to our success for 165 years. Faculty and student researchers throughout our university do it every day. You are about to begin your first year in a uniquely robust intellectual environment, and the coming years will undoubtedly have a profound impact on your lives. You will make friends, some of whom will remain your friends forever. And you will gain a greater perspective on your place in the world. But this year will only be successful if each of us takes full responsibility for our well-being and for the well-being of the entire community, especially the most vulnerable. This means making the best decisions to ensure our health and safety when you're on and especially when you're off our campuses. I'm delivering these remarks in person because last year, students, faculty, our priests, and our staff proved the viability of on-campus learning during a pandemic. And now it's your turn to help build on that good work as we move forward in health and safety. The virus will undoubtedly take additional twists and turns. We can be confident in that. Yet we will remain nimble and adaptive as we lead into the future while delivering our educational mission. So, class of 2025, I look forward to creating a year that is safe, healthy, and one that fulfills your dreams for an amazing college experience. I look forward to your Seton Hall story that's about to be written. Welcome to Seton Hall. God bless you, and go Pirates.
Thank you, President Nyer. I would like to thank everyone who brought this program together, especially members of our Office of the Provost, Office of Public Relations, Center for Academic Success, and the Office of Student Engagement. We thank you for your service and wonderful coordination for today's event. Please give them a round of applause. This concludes our new Student Convocation. We will close with the singing of our Alma Mater. The words are displayed on the screens. Singing the Alma Mater is Anne-Marie Ryan, class of 2022, accompanied by Abigail Pierre, class of 2022. After the singing, please be seated for the exit of the dais party. Please continue to take care of yourself and each other. Thank you, and go Pirates! Please rise for the Alma Mater.
To Alma